As a Regency girl, there is one accessory that you would require to have when you're going outdoors. And this is a very necessary item, and I would say bonnets are quite underrated for some reason, though they will definitely make your look more fabulous than you already are, and look more Regency than you already are. I guarantee it. And today I've decided to show you how I actually made a Regency bonnet. Spoiler alert, it was very complicated. I'm gonna say this, millinery is very complicated craft. Whoever says otherwise is definitely lying or never did it, because it is very hard. I have done everything by hand because I wanted to go with the historical accuracy, and I wish I didn't do that, but here we go. Now starts my journey on to how I actually made a Regency bonnet for a Regency picnic that I was supposed to go at Box Hill. I was actually very inspired by movie Emma, and it was Harriet's Box Hill picnic bonnet that I got very inspired by, and I really wanted to make something like that. First, I had to acquire base for a bonnet, and it is just a straw bonnet, nothing else on it, and then you decorate it on however you like. I didn't want to make my own because that would have taken a lot more time, and as a first-time hat maker, I didn't want to make it too complicated for myself. And good thing that I didn't, because it was still complicated. For this project, I have decided to buy myself a Nottingham lace. I think it is something that is like a leftover lace that they had. I really loved the lace because it looked just like Harriet's on her bonnet. Of course, my bonnet and Harriet's bonnet were not the same, but I have decided to get inspired more than make the actual bonnet, and that's why I didn't cut the brim. What I've decided to do with the lace is actually decorate it inside of the brim, same way as Harriet has it, just because I really loved how it looks. I didn't have time to encase my bonnet fully in fabric, and that's why I just went with sewing the lace onto the bonnet, which was very hard, and I wish I didn't do that, but oh well. That's how we are rolling with it. Also, I have purchased myself some ribbon to decorate it a bit more. The ribbon is not a silk ribbon. It was fine because the color was great, and I didn't want to use a actual silk for my first bonnet. I really love the color of sage green, so I went with it. What I did with the ribbon is I basically looked at the extant garments and extant plates. I looked on how I can place a ribbon, and I've decided to put it over the top bit of the bonnet. I added like a bit of a horizontal line, like a crisscross line between both, so that one long bit of the ribbon that was going all around my head would fall down, and then I can use it as ties, and then the other one was just a bit of like a decorative one. And I think it worked well. It was very much similar to what a Regency bonnet would look like, and I was really happy with it. Again, I didn't really want to go super complicated, and I have sewn everything by hand. It took me so much time because I had to struggle with the straw bonnet. There was a lot of things going on, like me breaking needles and all of that jazz, but eventually I got there. Now that the ribbons are attached, I am gonna cut them on an angle so that it's a bit more beautiful, and against fraying I am using a lighter because this is satin, so it will prevent any fraying of my ribbon. The first one is now done, so I am repeating the same steps for the second one, cutting on an angle and using a lighter. And here's how it looks with my ribbon tied, and my bonnet is somewhat done. I'm very happy how it looks. It's just so beautiful. I have finished the bonnet. It's not fully finished yet, but I adore it so much. It kind of looks like what I was going for. First of all, Harriet's bonnet. The brim of the bonnet is a bit shorter. That's why there is no gaps. She doesn't have any gaps. I don't think you can see it, but I have a bit of a gap. I just like the idea of lace going here, and it looks very simple. And obviously my dress itself isn't Emma, it's more like Harriet's style or something more simple, what Elizabeth Bennet would wear, not something that richer person of that time would wear. I decided to go with a less fancy bonnet, and obviously the less fancy version of a bonnet doesn't have a lot of things going on. It's more of a simple thing that you would decorate yourself, and obviously depending on how much money you make, you will have more and more different decorations. What I'm thinking, I've got this lace and I have this annoying gap that I don't think will be closed with my hair. I'm thinking I could add a bit more lace in there. It's gonna be a bit like this, obviously sewn in, so you can just basically see as if I have a lot more lace. You know what? It looks a lot nicer from this angle. By the way, I found this lace and it looks just like what Harriet has. When it comes to the ribbon, I don't have the same one because I just like green and I wanted to go with my style. My dress doesn't have any green, but because it's about nature and has plants, this is the fabric of my dress and I feel like it's gonna match. What I'm thinking is adding these and then also adding 2 bows. One here, one here. But I didn't decide what kind of bow. Why am I saying that I need a bow? Well, because I have a leftover and why not use whatever I have to create a bit more interesting bonnet. Also, sewing bonnets is hard. Whoever told you that it isn't, or maybe you watch some YouTube videos and you're like, oh my god, it must be very easy. No, 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 no. People did not tell you, probably, that this is so hard. Sometimes it's even impossible. I got pricked multiple times, and it doesn't matter if you wear a thimble or not. You can't wear thimbles on all of your fingers. Maybe you can, but I got pricked everywhere. All my fingers. I'm gonna tell you because I feel like this is important. I just have one needle that I broke whilst I was trying to sew. What was I sewing? I think I was sewing this one, but also this one was quite hard. It may look as if I'm not doing anything. Also, I should have just went with hot glue, but I didn't because I wanted to be historically accurate. So instead I was sewing everything, trying to use a thimble, but it was a very weird angle to grab the hat. It was very awkward. I couldn't get the right position. I tried my best, and you know what? It worked, but that was a lot of work. This is my first time making a hat. I feel like this is still the best attempt for now. When I was watching Pride and Prejudice or any type of historical drama, when I was looking at people decorating hats, I was like, they're decorating hats. Must be easy. Oh, no. Or like Austenland. They were just decorating hats. No, I would not go to Austenland if I would just decorate hats like every single day, because it sounds like torture. I might do some embroidery, but not hats every day. I would do maybe one max, and that's it. Bravo to all the professionals who are doing this, because this is a lot of work. We gotta work. Gotta attach these. I've decided to pin it like this. Hopefully in the future I can just add a bit of fabric all around here and then just like fill it in. This one just is a leftover. It's nice lace. I can just have it as a reminder. I've just kind of pinned it here. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with this one. Maybe I should just cut it a bit the same way as this one is and just kind of lie it over, because this one just fits perfectly. Also, I've thought about it just now, and now I'm dreading this less, is I can just sew this lace onto this one and I don't have to like go and sew it the hard way as I did it with this one, because this one I had to actually sew directly onto the straw hat / bonnet, whereas this one I can just sew on here. Let's get sewing. need a bow for my bonnet. It looks so cute. I found this tutorial on YouTube and it looks so cute. I feel like it's gonna be perfect. It's gonna be like this. I'm gonna add another one on the other side. Boom. Cut this one. I don't have the best scissors for this one, but I cut them the same, and then I'm just gonna fold it, and then we're gonna cut it on an angle. Oh god, no, that was wrong. Should have been a different way angle. That's fine. I just messed it up. Happens to everyone. Just gonna cut it at a different angle. Voila. And then this one is a bit longer. I'm just gonna keep it. And now I make sure that I cut it correctly this time and not what I did last time. Perfect. Well, I could probably fix it. What happens when you have bad scissors? Ta-da! It's not perfect, but this is how we're gonna make it perfect. So we're just gonna take and carefully, not to burn anything, we're gonna... Whew! I did burn it a bit. So that it doesn't fray. I think that's perfect. And then I'm just gonna do it on this one too. Now, that looks good. And I'm just gonna do the same thing to this one. And voila! I'm just gonna need to attach these. I couldn't find a matching thread. This one is a bit more like sea green, and this one's more like sage green. But the coolest thing is from far, it's not that visible. You can't really tell that the colors are different. Basically, it was perfect for this one. I'm just gonna sew it onto the thing. I could probably also sew them so that they stay together. Let's see. I got a tiny needle. Oh, take some thread. There was a lot of hand sewing involved with this project. A lot. First things first is we're gonna make these connected. We take this one and we just kind of spread it out a bit and then go in here. Maybe do like a little X. X. Pull the thread. Of course it's gonna do this instead. My favorite. I've done it. Ta-da! Now it's a bit wider. Now I've got a thread going, so I'm just gonna attach it to the bonnet. It's the same thread that I used to make sure that I used it here basically. This one kind of broke off, so I couldn't use the same, but yeah, I used this one, and now I have a long thread that I don't need to attach more. So I'm just gonna take this one and put it where I want it to go. I feel like it's gonna be nice like on the side, a bit like that, because if it's like that, I need to decide how it's gonna go. Let me see. I actually checked the fashion plates and it looks like the bows are on an angle, and it actually looked a lot better on an angle in my opinion, just because if like on an angle it's nice, if it's like that it kind of just, I don't know, becomes this present look because you have like a bow right in the middle. This one, if it's on an angle, less present look. It's still a present look. I'm just gonna put it right in the middle of this crisscross thing on an angle on this one. And then the other one is gonna be on the other side. I'm gonna insert the needle right in the middle. So it's gonna go through the whole hat so that it is the most secure, and then I basically make sure that it's gonna lie right there where I wanted it. This is how it will look. Now what I will need to do is I need to go back and forth until it is attached. You can see this is where the needle is coming through. It's not coming through this middle part, it is coming through the side, so that after that I can just put it back on the side and the thread is not going to be visible. So it's just going to be an invisible thread, as if it is just being held there by invisible forces. Also making sure that you're still holding it and it's still on an angle. Now I'm gonna go back through under so that again you can't see it. Voila! It's gonna look cute. And so it looks. Let's try it on. It looks so cute. You can't really see it. Or maybe you can. Oh my god. I'm actually liking this also long hair look. Obviously, oops, that was a bit of a nun situation. Long hair as if you're living in Pride and Prejudice 2005 era. I'm not sure whether I should have these like this or maybe I should do the same way as this here, but it is looking cute. I am obsessed. Now I gotta add this one too, and I'm gonna basically do the same thing and then attach it on this side. Oh, it definitely looks a lot better. This looks so cute now. It gives a bit of this Regency vibe. Instead of like without it, it didn't look nice. You know what? Add more stuff and it's gonna look a lot better to your bonnet. Second one is attached. So this is the second one. Looks like so. This is the first one. I think both of them look cute. Wait, is this correct angle? Yes. It looks a bit, it looks like it's not correct, but it's actually is. This is so cute. It looks cute. I like it. I love the color. Love the lace. The lace is perfection. What I wanted. Looks the same as the original. It's great. I really love this bonnet. It was, well, it looks simple. I was gonna say it was very simple to make, but it was not simple to make. No, I wish it was, but it wasn't. Will I ever do another bonnet? I don't think so yet. I'm not sure. I might make this one a bit more beautiful, but for now I'm okay with it because it worked well. It actually looked great with my dress, and actually for dramatic purposes I can use it for like throwing it away onto the ground as if I'm like running and all of that, and not be scared that it's gonna get dirty, because it won't. For my next bonnet I'm probably just not gonna make another one because there's so many people that are actually very good at millinery and are selling beautiful Regency bonnets, and I think for my next one I'll just probably purchase one because it took me so much time. I just am very proud with my bonnet. I have worn it multiple times to the Jane Austen festival, to the Regency picnic at Box Hill, and I'm probably gonna wear it again. Also, I have worn it multiple times for the videos and it's just great. I purchased a pin for my bonnet to keep it on my head because it's not gonna stay on your head. That's the point of bonnets. They're not gonna stay on your head if you don't have a hat pin. All in all, I'm just very proud of myself on how I tackled my first millinery project of making a Regency bonnet. Please tell me down in the comments below whether you actually wanna tackle the millinery craft or you would actually just buy a bonnet, because I think I just wanted to try it. Maybe I have to go to like a millinery class to understand a bit more, but for now I think it's okay. Maybe if I encased it in fabric it would have been fine, but it was fine either way. Like, it was okay. I say it now, but it's been a couple of months now and I feel like I already forgot about how it was feeling. When I was editing this video though, I remembered a lot of things about this bonnet and a lot of emotions were going through when I was making it. I really love the bonnet. It's just I was struggling with the making part. Unfortunately, some days it's like that. But it was just so beautiful by the end that I think I just didn't really care on how much effort it took me to make one. I feel like at the end it is more important that, you know, you're happy. And of course, if you're struggling and you are not happy by the end result, like just, or like even in the middle result, you're not happy with it, you don't have to continue. Don't push yourself, because sometimes, you know, a project will take you so much energy and time, and then at the end you're like, oh my god, I wish I never made it. Totally understandable. I'm with you. Just don't push yourself too much. If you're already doing crafts and it's quite stressful, just take some time and then maybe start over or just go buy one. Sometimes you just gotta buy something instead of making it. Like sometimes it's just too hard. And one of them is making bonnets. So not in the near future, no, it's not gonna happen for me, but maybe someday I'll decide again that I want to try it again. But for now, millinery craft is a very complicated craft. Well, I'm gonna leave it to the professionals. I hope you have a wonderful time wherever you are in the world, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in my next one. Bye everyone! Also, if you are awesome at millinery, I applaud you. You're like, oh my god, you're so cool. I am so grateful for how awesome of a person you are, and it is a hard craft. I just don't want people to like undermine people's craft, and I'm saying millinery is hard. A lot of the crafts that I do are hard, but this is like the hardest thing I've done, and I'm usually very good at crafts, but this was hard. Okay, bye everyone.